Alright, how's it going, guys? I think I have this worked out. I tried this with an MV battery box and it did not work, so I made a LV. And as soon as this thing gets up to power, we'll give this a shot. Where in the hell? Oh, it's on the bottom. I need to get the energy sensor off here. So we need that on here. Okay, so how we are, we're almost done. Just about up to power. And I thought I did the math, and I thought this should be MV. And we're going to find out, because it's going to blow up if, well, it's charging, so it's obviously LV. We have the lights. So the idea is that it's going to give us a signal down here, and it's going to go through this RS latch. And when it hits the 14 there, it should give this a signal and it should cut this power. And then that will allow our power to go from here into there. So I'm going to need a transformer on here to go back up to MV. So let me get that. And we should now have, yeah, batteries are charging. Alright, so let me go get the stuff to get this hooked up, and then I will fully explain the system a little bit more. And then all we have to do is finish up the tank and do the piping, and that will finally be done. Where is, oh, I got the damn transformer right here in my inventory. I forgot I put it in my backpack. And let me grab some copper cable as well. Let me grab some of these great big fat ones here. We most definitely don't need these great big fat ones, but we're using them. And once I get this all done, there will be a floor in here. But for right now, there's no floor. Which actually, I can put part of the floor in here right now. That's not where that goes. Do that, and then I'll be able to move around in here a little bit. So, transformer goes there, and we need to hit it. So now it's going to put out MV. So then we connect this up right here, and that'll output our MV power into that battery box. But it can't do it right now because it's getting power from the main, and it's never going to have room. So that is why we're doing the shutter thing. So as soon as this gets where it is close enough, you see now we're at 2, so we're getting a signal there, but we haven't gotten a signal up here yet because it hasn't hit 14. As soon as it hits 14, then we should get a signal and this will turn on. So just got to wait for those batteries to get almost completely full, which should be any second now. We may have to change the settings a little bit. But we definitely should get a 14 through that. 127, 128. Yeah, that definitely should be giving us one. So that's full. And we should now have signal coming out of there, which is turning that one off. Signal coming out of there, which turns that one off. Which turns this one on. Which sends power up to there, which should be activating that. So, why is it not? First off, I didn't screw up. This is a controller cover, yes. So we need this here. Okay, now the power's off of it. And it should now be filling from here over. That is definitely getting power. That's got power. And it definitely looks like the box is losing power. But the batteries aren't at the moment. So is it... That definitely has no power in it anymore. Those are still staying full. We can't be making enough power to run this off of that. There's no possible way. Okay, we're now losing power. So we're not getting enough power through this. Let me go and... I'm trying to do this basically like a capacitor. Where did I put my energy thing? This may not work. Because this isn't a capacitor. It isn't going to dump all of its power. Yeah, just get this door out of here for a minute. Okay, you on there. Yeah, it's only doing off and on of 127 because of the fact that there's only 2 batteries in there. I may have to put 2 more batteries in there. That way we can get the full 127. Because it's only able to dump 2 amps at a time. Alright. Let me disconnect that again. And I'll go make a couple more batteries. If I don't get blown up and shot in the process. Where is my damn... There it is. And my damn bow. You jerk. Go away. Alright. Now I'll go make a couple more batteries. Be right back. Actually, I just had an idea. I just had a really good idea. instead of making more LV batteries, why not have this dump its power into the MV battery box? So then I can take this out, and we put the MV battery box there, going that direction, and we put those two in there. So then that's going to fill this battery box, which will fill this battery box. And the only thing we're going to be losing is the little bit of power from here to there, which is like 1 EU. Because, well, it may be 2 because we're doing 2 amps. But that should work. So these should be going up now. Because that should be still losing power. And it should be going into here. Which that doesn't look like it's charging. Why does that not look like it's charging? Because it's instantly staying discharged because it's going into here. So, let's go turn this back on. And let's see if that loses power or gains power. There we go. So, now, 253, 440. It's going up. That's what we want to see. So now this should be completely empty. Should not get any more power. And we should be getting power from here now. Which we are, and I'm hoping that's not what did it. And we should end up filling up here. And I think I may change this over from checking the power at that one to checking the power at this one. I think that might be a better idea. So let's run this up there. And where is there's my crowbar. So we'll take that off of there. We'll put it back on this one. And then we'll hook it to there. So now I just need to sit here and let this do a full cycle so I can see what it's doing. And right now that is completely full. All of this is off. And if we put this right here, we're not getting power. Alright, so let this run for a little bit, make sure everything's working right, and then I'll be right back with you, and we'll basically go over the setup. See you in a minute. Alright, in the time it took this thing to get finished, I have actually managed to finish off the tank. So right there is the end of it. We now have one tank for nitrogen. So I can start piping this stuff where it needs to go. So that's CO2. That's argon. So I'm going to have to... I know this one's oxygen. I'm going to have to... I don't want to lose that little bit of argon. The CO2, I don't care. Most of that's going to be voided anyways. And the oxygen, I don't care. But the argon, I definitely want to keep. So I need to get that ran over to one of these pipes or one of these tanks. And we're at 440. Let's go downstairs and take a look at this. And then I'll get the piping work done later. But I now can do it. So let's see. We have the number 2 is on. The number 14 isn't yet. Which makes sense because we're only at 455. So we're getting close. But we're not quite there yet. I actually wish this would tell me what that is. And I don't think there's a sensor that tells you. But it would be nice if there was. Alright. Give me a minute. As soon as this kicks over, I'll be back. Okay, it just kicked over. So now that is not being powered anymore. And we should be powering it directly off of this. So that power is dropping. This power is staying full. So it definitely looks like it's working. We've now dropped down below. But this light is still on, so that's still not going. Yeah, that looks like that's going to do the trick. Alright, so let me go through exactly what we have here. You have the boiler making steam, which is outputting into a steam turbine, which is going into a MV dynamo, which is only giving enough power to be LV, so that's going into an LV battery box. Technically, you could lose the LV battery box and just put the transformer there, but there's no power loss here. So it's actually better than a cable. Then we have a transformer that's been hit with a monkey wrench, so it's in the up direction rather than the down direction. So it's taking in the LV, putting out MV, which fills this battery box, and then that battery box, and I'm going to burn myself, is then going in to fill this battery box. Now that is starting to lose power, which I don't really understand why, but we've got low enough on those batteries that it should not matter. I think it's because we're using more here. Yeah, that's HV, so I would probably be better off putting 4 batteries in that one. But I think we'll be good since there's 4 in this one. And then it'll fill back up when it gets done. So I think that'll be fine. We'll find out, but I think. Because we're below half now. And these are nowhere near half. So, yeah, that should be fine. Anyways, and then we have our RS latch down here, which is set to 2 and 14. RS latch, if you don't understand it, I'll put a link up there where XAR explained it. And then this is our line. Goes up to our controller. Controller is set to input is off. Shutter controller that is set to normal. And that's what disconnects the power so that it runs off of this battery box rather than off of this main line. And I think that is pretty damn good right there. So with this setup, we're not losing the 50% of power or 50% of energy that our cooler is putting out as heat is now being captured and turned back into electricity and recycled back into the system. I think that is pretty damn awesome. All right. And it just flipped back, and now we're powering from there again. Yeah, I would say that's a success. That looks absolutely beautiful. So now it's just a matter of getting all the piping done, and that will be complete. Hi, friend, how are you? Well, now you're dead. Guess it doesn't matter. Alright, so now that we've got that successful, I am going to shut that off and get all of our stuff piped up. And I think our next video is going to be taking another look at our sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid stuff over here, because I noticed that we have managed to fill both of these up. So I have to rework how I did this somehow. And I know one reason is because I didn't put a off on this. And that managed to fill up the hydrochloric acid. So I need to set an off for that one. But we've got all of this stuff going. I am going to try to do a mining and music probably this weekend. To go get some niter. I've got a mark right over there. And we're going to go get some niter and use that to make a big old load of nitric acid before we start using the nitrogen from over here. It's nice having the nitrogen, but it's so much cheaper to use niter for nitric acid. So we're going to do that, and then the nitrogen will just be for emergencies. Plus, using the niter for nitric acid is going to help us with the sulfuric acid issue. So, I will see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to ask either down in the comments or in our Discord. Later.